Chapter 1, The Smirk. The marble lobby of Harrington Tech buzzed with quiet footsteps, designer heels, and the occasional clink of glass from the espresso bar in the corner. Its towering windows welcomed sunlight like a spotlight on wealth, ambition, and power. Amid the daily parade of suits and power ties stood a man who clearly didn't belong. Lucas Grant. Oil-stained boots. Faded jeans. A plaid shirt that had seen too many washes. His eyes, however, soft blue with specks of gold, held a steady calm, the kind of quiet that comes from surviving things too big to talk about. In his arms was a girl, maybe 6 or 7, wearing butterfly clips in her messy curls and clutching a stuffed rabbit. Her left leg hung in a tiny pink cast. Her name was Ellie. The front desk attendant gave them a once-over, her painted smile faltering. "Can I help you, sir?" "I have an appointment," Lucas said, setting Ellie gently on a nearby chair. "With CEO Harrington." A snort came from behind them. A woman in a crimson power suit, phone tucked between shoulder and cheek, clicked her tongue as she passed. "Let me guess. Another genius handyman who thinks duct tape can fix quantum software." The sarcasm landed hard. Lucas turned just in time to catch the full force of her smirk. Victoria Harrington. CEO. Harvard alum. Tech empire queen. Her glare could melt glass. The media painted her as a genius, ruthless, driven, brilliant. In person, she was ice. "I'm Lucas Grant," he said quietly. "I'm the one your VP called. You've got a system glitch in your AI energy models." Victoria's lips twitched with amusement. The system glitch that stumped 10 engineers, drained $2 million in diagnostics, and shut down operations for 3 days. That glitch? Lucas nodded. She stepped closer, heels clicking like punctuation marks. "With all due respect, Mr. Grant, unless your wrench comes with a PhD, I'd rather not waste time." Lucas didn't flinch. "With all due respect, I'll be gone in 10 minutes if I can't help. And you can go back to wasting millions." Something in his voice made her blink. A stillness. A certainty. She glanced at Ellie, who waved shyly, and then back to Lucas. Her eyes narrowed. "Fine," she said. "Follow me." Chapter 2, The Room Full of Geniuses. Lucas followed Victoria through glass doors and pristine corridors into a conference room filled with chaos. Monitors flashed code. Engineers in lab coats whispered, paced, sighed. The screen showed one message on loop. System failure. Model collapse. Lucas walked in like he was stepping into a shed, rolled up his sleeves, and asked for a whiteboard marker. A few snickers rose in the room. "Is this guy serious?" one programmer whispered. "Does he even know what quantum data flow is?" Lucas didn't look up. His hand moved fast, sketching equations, arrows, overlapping circles. At first it looked random. Then patterns emerged. Then silence. Victoria folded her arms, half amused, half annoyed. "This is fun, but we've tried pattern modeling. It doesn't account for." Lucas drew one last symbol. A tiny triangle in the corner of the model. A power sink. A recursive loop no one had noticed. A code echo. And just like that, the screen blinked. Model stabilized. The room went still. Victoria's breath hitched. "What did you just do?" Lucas turned around. "I stopped trying to control the algorithm. I listened to what it was trying to protect." Victoria stared. One of the engineers muttered, "That's not possible." Lucas shrugged. "Your model doesn't need smarter math. It needs empathy. It's mimicking human responses. You built something too alive to be predictable." The irony hung heavy. Victoria, the genius, had overlooked the most human part of her own creation. She looked at him, truly looked at him now. Her smirk was gone. Chapter 3, A Single Dad's Wisdom. They walked to the hallway. Victoria was still shaken. Lucas knelt beside Ellie and smiled. All done, baby girl. Ready for your appointment? Ellie nodded. Victoria noticed the girl's leg brace. Is she okay? She asked. Lucas stood. Broke it falling down the bus steps. I couldn't afford a sitter today. Sorry if that was unprofessional. Victoria frowned. You're a single dad. He nodded. And you fix quantum algorithms, on call? Lucas smiled. I'm not an engineer. I was one. Before Ellie's mom passed, I used to lead software teams. But after the accident, I chose to step back. Work with my hands. Raise her. Her voice softened. And the AI system? I read the code like I read her. Kids don't always say what's wrong. You have to feel it. Victoria turned quiet. Why didn't you tell anyone who you were? She asked. Lucas shrugged. Would they have listened? She didn't answer. Chapter 4, The Elevator Truth. As they rode the elevator down, Victoria turned toward Lucas, her jaw tight. You know, I used to think vulnerability was weakness. Lucas looked at her. And now? I'm not sure anymore. There was something in her voice. A crack in the armor. Ellie, sitting between them, suddenly asked, Do you have a daughter? Victoria froze. A beat. Then another. No, she whispered. Not anymore. Silence. The air grew heavy. Ellie reached out, gently placed her hand on Victoria's. I'm sorry. Victoria looked down. The tiny hand of a child. So innocent. So forgiving. Her lip trembled. I had a daughter. Her name was Lila. She died of a rare condition 3 years ago. I buried myself in work. Built walls. I thought it would help. Lucas didn't speak. He knew grief too well to interrupt it. Victoria took a deep breath. You remind me of the husband I used to wish I had. The kind who shows up. The kind who listens. Lucas smiled faintly. Sometimes, just showing up is the bravest thing. Chapter 5, The Lunch Invitation. Later that afternoon, Victoria walked into the company cafeteria for the first time in months. She saw Lucas sitting with Ellie, feeding her from a packed lunchbox, peanut butter sandwiches, apple slices, and tiny notes written in crayon. She approached. Mind if I sit? Lucas smiled. Free world. Victoria sat beside Ellie, who immediately handed her a juice box. Want one? Victoria blinked. Then took it. Thank you. For the next hour, they talked, not about algorithms or deadlines, but about cartoons, playgrounds, bedtime stories. About life. Victoria laughed. A full, unfiltered laugh. Her staff stared from a distance in disbelief. Something had shifted. Chapter 6, The Offer. 2 days later, Victoria called Lucas into her office. I have a proposal, she said. Join us. Full-time. Head of our human AI integration team. I'll match your old salary. Provide school benefits for Ellie. And, you'll have a voice here. Lucas looked stunned. I thought I was just a wrench guy, he said with a smile. You're the first person in years who saw my company for what it was missing. Lucas looked down. I appreciate the offer. But I've found peace in simple things. Fixing things. Raising her. She nodded. And if I promise your work will help millions of children like her? He hesitated. Victoria leaned in. You made me see people again, Lucas. Not just systems. That's the genius we need. Chapter 7, The Move That Froze Her. As Lucas stood to leave, Ellie walked up to Victoria and handed her something. It was a tiny drawing. Stick figures. One was Victoria. One was Ellie. One was Lucas. Underneath it read, "Family isn't just who you live with. It's who shows up." Victoria clutched the drawing to her chest. Her eyes welled. Lucas turned to go. Then, he made one move. He reached into his backpack, and pulled out a small velvet box. Not a ring. A locket. He opened it. Inside, 2 tiny photos, Lila and Ellie. "I thought you should have this," he said gently. "She's still here. You don't have to shut love out to survive." Victoria took it with shaking hands. And for the first time in years, she froze. Not out of fear. But because something inside her cracked wide open. Hope. Chapter 8, 1 year later. The world didn't change overnight. But inside Harrington Tech, empathy became innovation. The human AI team created tools that help children with autism communicate better, seniors with dementia feel seen, and systems that didn't just think, but understood. Lucas stayed part-time, balancing his hours between school pickups and strategy meetings. Victoria visited Ellie's school often now. Read stories. Donated anonymously. Built a scholarship in Lila's name. And on quiet Sundays, you could find them at the park, Victoria pushing Ellie on a swing, Lucas nearby with coffee in hand. Not a couple. Not yet. But healing. Together.